Hey there everyone, how's it going? Kurtzing here with a Ultra League video actually. I did this one, I think the day before it switched, maybe the 2 days before. Did go on a 13-2 run with this team. So I kind of pieced together I think 2 of the 4-1 sets, and then I did not record the 5-0 set that I did with it. But that's okay, you guys will get to see how this team works and the basic idea of it. Plus, the Ultra League is gone now, and we're into the Jungle Cup, which I actually did a set today that went at 5-0, and I did record that, so I'll be making a video on that one next. So here you got Gliscor into the Scissor, and they get to move first, or they win CMP. I did click on the Earthquake. They throw Night Slash, I take that. Doesn't do too much. So I've got the Earthquake going through here. This is super effective with the Steel type. They let it go for some reason. Bring in Dragonite. We're going to go for Night Slash here. It's going to do a decent amount of chip. I get a shield. So they farm me down. This isn't ideal. They've got quite a bit of energy now. I bring in for Alligator, and I'm trying to decide here if I should go Hydro Cannon or just go for the Ice Beam. I do shield up the Dragon Claw just to save a little bit of health on the Feraligatr. And they go for another Dragon Claw. I let that one go through. And at this point, I feel like 2 Hydro Cannons is going to be better than the 1 Ice Beam, because they're going to farm me down. The 1 Hydro Cannon is able to get their last shield, and now this will connect. And a Shadow Hydro Cannon, it does do enough to take them out. You can see there that it was not effective, like super effective, but it still works. This Frenzy is going to be incredibly super effective against the Empoleon. Actually, I guess it's not. It's neutral because it's Steel typing. There you go. I Empoleon, Water. I was like, oh, it's super effective. Not with the Steel. So here, I think they either lost service or just gave up as I threw that. So you've got Machamp into Venusaur. They switched right away. And honestly, Ampharos is a fairly good matchup still for Venusaur. So you don't really want to switch out, especially not right away. They do give up a shield. As you can see there, the Volt switches are not doing much to the Venusaur. Thunder Punch does almost nothing. And even if they had Focus Blast, wouldn't take you out. Is it Brutal Swing that they have? I think it is. Wouldn't take you out. So you're pretty safe to no shield, at least a handful of moves. I'm gonna go for another Frenzy here. That does KO, so got both the shields and took them out, and they bring in Machamp again, and then they've got their own Venusaur in the back. So I think they were trying to catch a Frenzy there. I held off and went for the Sludge. That connects, and I switched there simply because I didn't want to get farmed down. And they decided that was it. They were done. So you can see there, 4-1 set. Marowak is the reward. We'll skip right into the next battles here. Machamp on the lead again. And we've got, they're farming away. I've got the move already. I think they must have thrown before me because I think I win CMP on that one. Let's see here. So Frenzy Plant. They let that go. So I'm able to farm down. So now they bring in a Scizor, and Gliscor is a pretty good answer for that. Unfortunately, though, they've got Empoleon in the back. Earthquake, though, is super effective. Neutral against the water and super effective against steel. They let that go. Boom! Almost one-shots to the Empoleon. couldn't believe that they didn't shield that. Scissor comes back in. I'm going to shield this up here. Night Slash. They get their attack rises. Fortunate for them. Let the Night Slash go through again. Now here I'm going to go for a Night Slash myself. Do get a shield on that one. And I'm able to reach another Night Slash. So that's ideal. Do I get the... No, they let it go. Oh, that's too bad. I was hoping I'd get the last shield on that one. So now, what do I do? What do I do? Oh, yeah. Okay. Bring in Venusaur. Throw the Frenzy that I had stored. Gets their last shield. And I'm not quite able to get to another Frenzy, but that's fine. They throw, so that's almost ideal. Just let the Venusaur go down. Their attack rises again. So bring in for Alligator. Well, for Alligator's the only one I have left. And they're on their last Pokemon as well. So shield that up, farm down. Game over. Good game. Venusaur mirror match. I've got the shiny though, so mine will win because it's stronger. I do get to the Sludge first, or I win. Mine is a 14, 15, 15. So it's pretty high attack. They're going to throw here. I'm going to let the Sludge go through as well, as they let the first one go through. So now, yeah, see there, I think I threw one more move, Vine Whip, which allowed them to get their Sludge off first. So here I go for my second Sludge, and now we're even shields again. They try to catch, or they just decided to switch out, wanted to save their Venusaur for whatever I might have in the back. So I throw the Frenzy, they let it go, and I switch into Gliscor. And not going to shield. Rock Slide doesn't matter. Doesn't do all that much. And here I messed up. They brought in a Muck, and I went Night Slash. And of course, they no shield. But I did get my attack to rise, so that's always good. I do decide to let this go though. Dark Pulse does a decent amount of damage. I'm able to get to the Earthquake here. This, I believe, will one-shot unless they shield. And they do shield. So that's a little unfortunate for me. Would have been a really nice big boom again. So now they're down shields. But Venusaur is definitely not their answer to bring in here. So I bring in for Alligator. And Dark Pulse connects, does a decent amount of damage. Bring in Venusaur. I think here I'm just trying to save my shield and absorb the energy. So they take out my Venusaur. And now I'm farming up and I'm at 2 Hydro Cannons. I think this takes out the Muck from that range, being a shadow as well. It does. And in the... Oh, yeah, I knew what they had in the back. In the back, they've got their Venusaur, and I have an Ice Beam loaded. And that connects. So I end up winning that game quite easily, actually. Well, not easily, but it looked fairly good. I still had a shield. Tentacool into Venusaur. Let me know in the comments if you guys like Tentacool. I've always kind of really... I've liked it. I've used it a fair amount. I do like the acid spray. I know it doesn't hit very hard, but it's kind of crazy. I think it's Poison Sting that you use with it and acid spray, and you start just shredding through people, so, or Pokemon. Frenzy Plant connects there. They have used one shield. I've got both mine. They throw a Scald, which is obviously resisted. Bring in Empoleon. And I'm going to go Hydro here. Hydro, I think, is neutral in this situation, whereas Ice Beam would be resisted with the Steel typing. They're going to throw here. I'm going to let it go. Drill Peck doesn't quite take me out, and I'm able to reach a last second Hydro Cannon. So I'm going to throw that. Doesn't do very much. Bring back in Venusaur. And it looked like there was a bit of mutual lag there. I'm not sure if they were able to get a bunch of energy there or not. But unfortunately, I shield up a Hydro Cannon. And here I'm just praying that I can farm down. Just want to farm down all the way. And they bring in, I didn't see what that was, but I think the confusion, it was a Glade. It was. Glade, the confusion takes me out, but I'm able to land the Frenzy, which is pretty big. So here, I think, yeah, shield this Leaf Blade up. And they hit so hard that I was like, I'll save the health. They do a nice little switch into Tentacool, and they actually shield as well. And I'm at back-to-back Night Slashes, so I get the shield, and I'll take them out, and they don't get to throw at me. They don't even get to debuff me with an acid spray or something. And then I'm able to farm down there. So good game to my opponent there. Skeldridge now, get out of here. So I switch right away into Let's Score. They answer with a Victory Bell, which I'm doing super effective damage with the wing attacks. And I'm going to throw this Earthquake, which they let go. Boom! One-shots them. Now they're like, what do I do? What did it? And they just give up. So that worked out well for me. Good game to my opponent there. Venusaur into Apollyon. We've seen this a few times. The tricky thing with Apollyon is Drill Pecks are super effective, so you have to respect them. Because you can't just be like, whatever, they're going to Hydro Cannon. Because Drill Peck would do a lot of damage. So I'm at back-to-back Frenzies here. I do throw on pretty good alignment, it looked like. Gets a first shield. They throw one more Waterfall, and I throw again. So now I've got both shields, but they're going to be out of Drill Peck right here. And they didn't throw. So I think they lost some energy, or they lost connection, I think, with how this went here. I was one of the ones that I did this morning in the Jungle Cup. I feel like the person I was battling stopped tapping. I don't think they lost service. I just think they stopped tapping, thinking that I was going to throw right away. And because they stopped tapping right around when I would have reached the move. So my thinking is that they wanted me to take them out with a move, and then they knew that I wouldn't be able to get to another move before they could take me out with their last Pokemon. So instead of throwing, I actually farmed down, or at least farmed down enough to have back-to-back moves. And right around that time, they started tapping again because I hadn't quite taken them out. So I feel like just the way it happened, I'll try to point it out when I do that video, but just the way it happened, I felt like they had deliberately done that, and then they realized, oh, he's not going to throw. Now what do we do? So this is a really good lead here. Venusaur into for Alligator. However, you do need to respect the Ice Beam, right? They can Hydro Cannon you and be dirty like that and take a shield, and then throw an Ice Beam at you, and then you have to, there's nothing that you can really do, which is what this trainer here did. They threw a Hydro Cannon, and I was like, okay, well, the next thing is definitely going to be the Ice Beam, so I got to get this move off here. Frenzy does get their next shield, and it's so frustrating because it's like if they Hydra again, then you're mad, right? But it was Ice Beam that time, so that's good. They switch into Ampharos. Now we're both down. I believe we're both down. Both our shields. That lands. It just has Shadow, so that massive damage. So here, Shadow Ampharos throws Brutal Swing, and it doesn't quite KO from that health. So we simultaneously take each other out there. Feraligatr comes back in, or doesn't come back in, comes in. And Machamp in the back. So I'm going to go for the Hydra there. They, I believe, win CMP and get to throw before I do. So I'm going to throw here right away. Pretty deep into the red, but I get them more into the red, and I switch into my Gliscor and snipe them. They bring back in Feraligatr. This is not good for me if they get to a Hydro Cannon. But I do reach the Night Slash, almost take them out. And they come back with a Hydro Cannon of their own. And this is going to not quite one-shot, and I am able to farm down. So good game to my opponent. And that is it for the battles. If you are still watching, I really appreciate it. Subscribe, leave a comment, leave a like always. Hope you guys enjoyed the content. I am intending to make another video, like I said, on that Jungle Top team. Totally have fun doing this. I think I figured out some of the glitches. Things still aren't working right, but I think I got them figured out. See you guys in the next one.